And you're listening to Kayshia In The Mornings right here on Millennium Internet Radio. Thank you all for tuning in. This is just one of the many shows I'm going to have here on YouTube. Normally, I would do the show on my radio station, but I feel like I need to start doing a little bit more with our social media pages, and posting this on social media possibly would bring in more of you to the page and wanting to comment and give me your opinions on the different topics that I have blogged about and talked about on the show. So, um, once again, you're tuned into Millennium Internet Radio. This is my station, the owner. I'm Kayshia Washington. So make sure you all check my station out, millenniumradios.com. I play some of your favorite early 2000s hip hop, R&B, pop, and gospel between the years of 2000 and 2010. So I'm up and coming, but pretty soon this will be an empire. So make sure you all stick with me and continue to stick with me to see the growth that will be coming along the way. I have great emotions and feelings about my station. I love doing my station, love working in radio, had the opportunity to work, intern, and create my own station. So now it's time for me to grow and to jump into the social media platforms like how everybody else is. So I know we have a lot of other radio stations that you want to listen to that are your favorite. I do ask if you can like, subscribe, and share. Let people know about Millennium Internet Radio. So if you want to listen to some of your favorite early 2000s music, you can tune in Millennium Radios with the S.com, and all majority of all of your favorite songs will be on it from the early 2000s. But if there's some songs that you don't hear on the station, please feel free to email us, millenniuminternetradio@gmail.com. Let me know which song requests that you have. I could go ahead and get those songs on. If you have a birthday coming up, or if you know, I place birthdays on our website all the time, feel free to let me know what your birthday is. I'll make sure to add that to our newsletter and on our website, and you get a chance to get yourself a shout out. Make sure you sign up for our free monthly newsletter, get a chance to see everything that's going on with the radio station. And if there's any cool things I'm giving away in regards to tickets or whatnot, you'll be the first to get a chance to win those tickets, um, due to you signing up for the monthly newsletter. So, I think I got everything out the way that I wanted to talk about. So let's just go ahead and jump right into some of these topics. Now, some of these news stories you probably already heard about, which is okay, right? It's okay. You get to hear my opinions on some of these different topics, but I also want to hear your topics as well. So make sure you put down and well, hear your opinions about these topics. So make sure you put your opinions down in the comments down there, and so some of the good ones I may be able to go ahead and shout you out for the next show before I start the show, and let everybody know what your comments was, um and all the other good stuff. So we could be interactive with this. So the first topic is Idris Elba. If you don't know who Idris Elba is, Idris is an actor who was born and raised in London, came to the United States to start his acting career, has been doing major things. You can see Idris in Daddy's Little Girls, which is a movie by Tyler Perry, and you can see him in a few other movies as well. You can also see him on the cover of a real great magazine because he was declared the sexiest man in Hollywood type deal. So um, definitely, I must say he is a piece of chocolate. You look at him, you're like, oh my gosh, okay. But anyway, so why am I talking about Idris Elba is because during the interview process, well, during the interview at the Breakfast Club, him and Will Packard was there to promote the new movie that they have that's coming out. And also Will Packard was in there talking about the Oscars. So if you didn't know, Will Packard produced so many great movies. He also produced the Oscars of 2022, the Oscars that we would never forget because of the situation between Will Smith and Chris Rock. Not going into that because I don't want to continue to bring that up. But got a chance to listen to Will Packer and hear how he thought about the situation, how he handled the situation. if he knew that this was going to be a moment that will take on history, all of that stuff. And so Will Packard was in there discussing this stuff with Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee. And all of a sudden, Idris Elba finally comes into the studio to talk about his part of the show and his part of the movie. And the reason why he was late was because of the COVID test. He had to wait to see if his test came back as negative, which it did. So he was able to come into the show and talk to us about it. Also, I want to plug the Breakfast Club. If you do not live in New York or anywhere where you can listen to it on your radio, hopefully you all already know this, but you could go to YouTube and like, subscribe to their channel, and you get a chance to watch them in the studio. So that's how I get a chance to listen and watch the Breakfast Club. I watch it every day. I've been doing that now since 2016. I am completely amused and entertained by their radio station. So if you don't follow the Breakfast Club, make sure you follow them, but also continue to subscribe to Millennium Internet Radio as well. Okay. Anyways, now unplug, back to the story. So Idris Elba came into the studio, sat down, and was talking to DJ Envy, Charlemagne the God, Angela Yee, and was talking about a lot of different things. And one of the situations that came up, or a topic that came up, was Idris Elba and his daughter, um, Isan. I want to say, but I'm pretty sure I'm saying her name wrong, so I apologize. Her name is spelled Isan. So anybody who know how to pronounce her name right, please feel free to correct me. I know people get my name wrong all the time, so I totally understand. So, um, he spoke about how his daughter came out uh, rehearse or uh, to rehearse for a show, for the movie, for that role that they are promoting on the Breakfast Club. And so she's becoming an aspiring actress. And so she uh, showed off her talents and, played alongside her father, because this is a father's daughter movie. So she's going to be, already, she is currently real life his daughter, but in the movie, they was going to play also father daughter. And so, with all the other people that came in to audition, she was one of those young ladies. And after the auditions is over, Will Packer and a few other people were sitting around talking about it. And they decided that she, at the moment, was not fit for the role for this movie alongside her father. So they decided to choose somebody else. Well, Idris Elba told his daughter this, and he said that she did not talk to him for 3 weeks. Now, I put this on my social media page. I put this in the blog. My question is, do you think that Idris Elba was in the right or in the wrong? Do you think nepotism should have been honored, or should it have not been honored? What are your thoughts about this topic? I know so many people were having their moments of saying, like, oh, he should have put her in a movie. That's his daughter. He has to do that. There are some people like myself was like, no, she needs to learn how this movie thing goes. Like, just because he's your father don't mean that you should be able to get that role. So, as I say, she learned how the movie industry works. Just because this is your father does not mean that he has to put you in these movies. These actors and actresses, artists and billionaires and entrepreneurs, we work hard to get ourselves in a position to make sure our kids, nephew, nieces, and our families are not financially in the red, right? We want to make sure all of our family who are good family that we could trust, we want to put them in a position where they don't have to struggle. Now, I believe Idris Elba put her in a situation where she didn't have to struggle financially with her growing up. Now, at this point, she's an adult now, and I feel like you have to learn how this world works. If Idris Elba is not here, she will still have to learn how to move along the correct way, quote unquote, of how to get movies, because not everybody's just going to give you stuff just because you're Idris Elba's daughter. Now, this possibly has been going on with her for many years. So this possibly is why she was upset that, she didn't get the role, because let's just say you're Idris Elba's daughter. So anything that you want, somebody gonna give it to you because your title. But if we revert back to, let's just say, I love this show. I wish that they would come back and do a reunion for it, but I get a chance to watch it on Pluto TV. Plug, Pluto. Make sure y'all reach out to me so y'all can advertise on Millennium Internet Radio. But anyways, Pluto TV sit there and plays the reruns of Run's House. I love that show. Loved it even back in the early 2000s, and I watch it every time it come on. Reverend and Russell Simmons never just gave their daughters, sons, nephew, nieces anything without them working hard for it. Just because you are a Simmons don't mean that you get a chance just to get whatever it is. So I promise you, although she was upset, I hope that she did apologize to her father and let him know that, she understands where he's coming from, and, thank him for not just giving her the role, but to get a chance to firsthand see what it looks like to work with people or to go in for auditions, and somebody be like, you know what, not for this one, but maybe for this one. And that's what's going to happen. Will Packard already said she wasn't right for this role, but he have a few other roles that he can see her possibly being in, because now he got a chance to see her act. So he may create something, for her, specifically for her. So like I said, the although you don't get this situation, you never know what is coming behind the other doors that you may encounter to have to go into. So hopefully her attitude and stuff like that didn't deter Will Packer or anybody else, and we hope to see her on the screen very soon. So uh that was the topic with Idris Elba and his daughter. So let's go on ahead and move on to this next topic. So I know I was on the topic of the Breakfast Club, and so let's just go on ahead and do a smooth transition right into Angela Yee. So if you have not heard yet, and if you don't watch the Breakfast Club, you never heard of the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club is a radio show that comes on every morning in New York, and you get to watch them now on YouTube. You get a chance to see Charlemagne the God, which is one of the hosts. You get a chance to watch DJ Envy, who is a host, and Angela Yee, who is a host. Um, for now, actually, this is 2022. They've been on air together for 12 years. So they've been on the show together. They've been, seeing each other grow. They started out from having different careers to coming together to combine forces and provide us with an entertaining show every morning to get us up and ready to go to start our day. Over the years, you have seen each one of the hosts and to do their own thing. So DJ Envy is, of course, is a DJ. He does real estate. He have his car shows. He's an author for a few books with his wife. Um, so many different things. Then Charlemagne the God. Yeah, there we go. Charlemagne the God is a TV personality as well. So add on radio personality, now TV. He has his own shows on Comedy Central. He's also an author as well, best-selling author. He also has his own network where he get a chance to put a few of his celebrity friends on his network to promote their shows and everything like that. And there is something else I know I'm missing. Oh, and he's a mental health advocate. So he's been doing his thing for all these years as well. And then Angela Yee, she does her thing as well. She has her own podcast called Lip Service, where she has two of her friends who are co-hosts on that show. They interview actresses, artists, actors. Anybody who wants to be on her show could be on her show, and she interviews them. She also has a juice bar. She has a coffee shop. I believe she's dabbling into real estate as well, but I can't really say. But I know she's been doing a few, like looking into a few properties and stuff like that. Um, but we've been sitting up here for some years, and I've kind of seen a shift in her. demeanor for some time. Angela Yee, I didn't know too much about, so with me following the Breakfast Club on on YouTube, I get a chance to see some other clips or other shows that is in regard to Angela Yee and the other two hosts. Um, I got a chance to see an interview. It was about like a 50 something minute interview with Angela Yee. There was a person interviewing her, and she was able to talk to all of us about where she started out from, what was the biggest moment to get her to the notoriety of who she is now, to get her onto the Breakfast Club. And I know a few people probably like, oh, well, she just got on there. She didn't have this and that and the other. No, Angela Yee worked her behind off. She's been in radio for so many years and was able to have the biggest moment where she interviewed one of the biggest celebrities at the time and was able to get the notoriety that she needed to get to the Breakfast Club. Now, all these years, 12 years, we're sitting back and we're just relaxing. What East Coast, I'm over here, it's about like 9 p.m. West Coast, which is my second home, San Diego, second home there. Shout out to SD. Uh about 6 p.m. over there, and all of a sudden Angela Yee breaks the internet by stating there's going to be a change within the Breakfast Club. We all are like freaking out. There's people that's like, oh my gosh, I already knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I knew it. We already knew. We predicted this. There's other people like myself was like, wait a minute. I don't know what's going on. I want to hear from her. Somebody got to, I'm checking all through the different resources, social media, YouTube, trying to see if Charlamagne saying something or if DJ Envy saying anything, if Angela posted anything else. Nothing else was posted. So I'm over here like, what is happening here? I cannot lose the Breakfast Club right now. I believe all of us was pretty much saying that. Anybody who listens to the Breakfast Club pretty much is saying that. So finally, the next morning come, I jump on my YouTube. I'm steady refreshing, trying to trying to see when is they gonna post something. And finally, the Breakfast Club posted their first clip, and the first clip was about Angela Yee talking about what her post meant. Now, I thought that Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy knew what was going on. They didn't, because DJ Envy sat there and took a picture of his key card to the studio and said, my key card still works. So the fact that they didn't know either, that was one of the shocking moments, I think, for all of us, because I was like, y'all all work together. Why don't you all know what's going on? But anyways, Angela Yee got a chance to sit there and talk and say that she will be having her own radio show on iHeart right after the Breakfast Club. So everybody thought, well, not everybody, some people thought the Breakfast Club was going to be completely over. I didn't know what to expect, but the fact that she's having her own show, I'm super happy for her. Although we are super selfish because we want her to stay on the Breakfast Club and to do her show and to run all the many businesses that she have, I know that she has to move forward. And for a woman in the media industry, it is hard to get your voice out there, to get the money that you want to be making alongside your male counterparts. And then also, you want to feel happy. You want to feel like this is all the work that you have put into something. You want it to grow. You don't want it to stay stifled. So within 12 years, I kind of expected, or expected her to grow, to move further, to move forward, and I'm not upset about it. I'm happy that she's happy. You got a chance now, after she broke the news and broke the internet, that now you can see like there's an energy rating off of her. Like, oh my gosh, like this is it. This is real. This is what I've been fighting for, and that's what she said. She's like, even before the pandemic, the crazy year of 2020, she's been working hard to show the people at iHeart that she should have her own show. And to be honest with you, she held her own during the Breakfast Club. Although, if you watch the Breakfast Club, you know how childish but very entertaining DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God can get, right? Angela Yee had to always have to step in between these two and push these two to their own corners, because they are once they get started, it's over with. But it's very entertaining. It's hilarious. And the way that you can laugh super hard in the morning like that is crazy. So I feel like these three together was definitely the trio dynamic. Like they were the best thing going. So with her leaving, there's been talks, there's been people talking, people speculating, people just trying to figure out what's going to happen next with Angela Yee's seat. Who's going to take her seat? Who's going to replace her? I don't think that they should replace her. But some people do. So in the comments, let us know. Well, let me know. Tell me what your thoughts are. Do you think that somebody should replace Angela Yee? And if you do believe that somebody should, who do you think should be in there? Who would be the best fit to sit alongside Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy? Now let's talk about some of the things that they do. DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God, they have their moments where they have talks about certain things, and somebody have to be in there to stop the conversation, and or to keep the conversation going, bringing in a little fuel, but then stopping it to move forward, because these two could go on for hours. But who do you think would be great for it? Or do you feel like nobody should replace the seat? Do you think it should just be Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy, which we have seen it happen before when Angela Yee was off? She have her moments where she take vacation days, and it's just them two in there. Now it does feel a little different when it's just them two in there, because they have to fill in and do Angela Yee's segments, which is front page news, um, uh, the rumor report. So she has certain segments of the show that I feel is right for her to do. And when I hear the two guys doing it, I'm like, I don't feel right. So we need to know who could fit in there. Now there have been a list that was going around, and on that list, the only name that I pretty much knew was Remy Ma. And I was thinking, I was like, can Remy Ma be that third person? Can she be a part of the Breakfast Club? And I was like, I could see her being in that studio and doing her part, and bringing that flavor, bringing that female flair into there. But then I was like, can she, get these two guys to stop with their shenanigans at times? I wonder if I can see that happening. And I was like, well, she's been on Love and Hip Hop. We've seen how she interacted with the craziness of some of the cast members on that show, and breaking up fights, and being that level, the person that's bringing the normalcy, bringing the positivity, bringing uh the the oh, I can't think of the word, but she's bringing the balance. There we go. She's bringing the balance into that show, where I was like, I love Remy Ma. Like, I first off, I loved her as a rapper back in the early 2000s, but then to watch her on Love and Hip Hop, I was like, okay, I could see her now. So I could, if anybody, I could say Remy Ma, and then also I could also say I could see, because somebody mentioned about Claudia Jordan. Somebody's like, Claudia Jordan will be a good fit as well, and I was like, I could see that. Claudia Jordan definitely have radio experience. Was on the Jamie Foxx Sirius XM show back in the early 2000s. She's been, she's been in pageants. She's won a few. She's been on reality TV. She's hosted a lot of those reunion shows for the reality TV shows as well. And then now she is on Fox Soul as the host for Queens, Cocktails with the Queens, and also 2 days out of the week she is the host of TGIF. So for Fox Soul, she's working 3 days out of the week, and she has her numerous other businesses and things that she's doing on the side. So I was like, I could see her doing it, working alongside, because she has that serious side, but then she also had that side where it's like, she could sit there and jump in and talk trash with the guys as well. Like, I could see that happening. But here's the thing. Here's the question. Do Claudia want to work in radio again? Does she want to jump back into that space? Also, would she want to get up super early like that to come into the studio and to do the show? with all the different businesses that she have now, and a lot of the jobs she have now, I don't think it would be able to fit in her schedule. But it's Claudia Jordan, and I could see her being like, you know what? Yes, let me get that 4 hour spot real fast. Um, if you don't watch TGIF Friday, she did mention about possibly seeing herself moving from, Dallas, Texas. That's where she's at now. And so the question was from one of the viewers was like, where do you see yourself living outside of Dallas, Texas? And she said it could be New York or it could be Miami. Now, Funky Dineva said come down to Miami, which, Miami is nice, hot, but I don't like the hurricanes and stuff like that. So, but to each his own. But the fact that, we was like New York. Oh, you said New York. Oh, but not saying that she's going to be going into the Breakfast Club. Not saying that at all. So Claudia, don't come over here and get me. I know she's been showing me support. She's been liking some of the posts that I posted up on her comments on Instagram. But I don't want her to get me. So I'm not saying that she's going to be on the Breakfast Club. But the fact that she's looking at New York or Miami is definitely, if she wanted to move away from Dallas, it just made my light bulb go off in the head. So, but I'm just happy either way that Angela Yee has gotten her own show. She's moving forward. She's going to be happy. She's doing something that she's been working hard on for many, many years. And I'm super excited to listen to her show. Most likely, probably get a chance to watch it on YouTube as well. But big congrats to her. And let's continue to show Angela Yee some support. So, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and stop this right now, go into a few breaks or so, and then I'll be back with some more of the video, well, some more topics and discussions, and hopefully you all put in the comments what you all think. um, Tell me if you have a few topics that we should discuss. I'm all for it. um, I'm saying a lot of ums, which I can't be doing that, so I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. But thank you for tuning in. I just said it. Thank you for tuning in to Kayshia In The Mornings here on Millennium Internet Radio. Once again, I'm going to continue to do a video each day. So tune in to the radio show. Tune in and follow us on social media, which you can find me on Facebook, Millennium Internet Radio, Instagram, Millennium Internet Radio, and Twitter, Millennium INTE, the number 6. Follow us. Tell me what your comments are on the different topics that I'll be writing about. Share, like, subscribe. Tell a lot of people about Millennium Internet Radio, the newest radio show, the newest internet radio station that plays your favorite early 2000s hip hop, R&B, pop, and gospel between the years of 2000 and 2010. Once again, I'm the owner, Kayshia Washington. There's some nepotism going on right here because I'm doing a morning show. I really don't want to do the morning show, but anybody who is looking for an internship in radio, please hit me up because I do not want to keep doing this. Hit me up on through email, millenniuminternetradio@gmail.com. Get a chance to, either do blogging. You can sit there and be an on-air host, whatever that you want to do in radio. I have the opportunity for you. Just send me an email. If you want, you can send your resume. Whatever it is, let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I look forward to talking to you all later with some more of these lovely, awesome gossip slash stories that is going on that I feel like I should share and provide my input on, and hopefully you all put your input in as well. So thank you for listening.